sometimes the veterans, will just cut their losses and just keep it moving, but or they prefer a lawyer or something like that. Some cases do deserve getting a lawyer.
Right.
I have one veteran right now that his paperwork was by the way it was set up, it was messed up. He's supposed to have sleep apnea, TBI. He was giving 2 PTSD ratings, like on the service. On his benefits, it says 2 PTSD ratings.
That right there just shows you.
It just proves that sometimes the VA is fucked up.
Oh yeah. Now, it's human error.
And one of the PTSD was supposed to say TBI, but instead it said PTSD.
I would have took that over the TBI because TBI is a blanket.
Yeah, but at the same time, what if they would have found out a long time ago and they would have taken it all back?
Taking what back?
The rating.
That he had TBI?
No, that he had PTSD. 2 PTSD service connections.
No, but what I'm saying is you rather the PTSD than the TBI. Because if you get the TBI, that's a blanket. So TBI, PTSD follows. Because if you have TBI, you're more susceptible to have PTSD. But because it's a blanket, your max is 30%. Where PTSD, you can go 10, 30, 50, 70, 100.
But you do want to start with the PTSD. If you do have TBI, you want to start with the PTSD, get that service connected first, and then you could go on with the TBI. That's what a lot of veterans don't understand. That yes, you can get both.
Yeah, but you can. They can bump down
the PTSD.
Your PTSD. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh,
because if a veteran gets diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury, the way the VA sees it is you're very likely to now develop PTSD. So TBI, when I say it's a blanket, it means it covers 2 other diagnoses. I know one of them is PTSD. I forgot what was the other one. So now if you have, right, you're going to get diagnosed with PTSD. They're going to go, yeah, it's because he had a TBI. So that's all included. The highest you can get for a TBI right now, well, I'm sorry, at the time when I was doing this, was 30%. So that TBI, PTSD, and the other diagnoses all were under one thing. Now, they're not going to tell you, hey man, don't tell them you got TBI, right? The TBI clearly sounds much more severe, right? Probably, they had to sustain a grade 3 concussion or more, or higher, right? IED, gunshot, fell, whatever the hell, right? That just sounds much more, it just sounds more crazier, right? So you're gonna go, oh yeah, no, I got the TBI, I got a TBI, but they don't tell you, no, if you just tell them you have PTSD, like you can take that all the way up.
Yeah, to 100.
To 100, where if you tell them you have a TBI, it stops at 30% because it's a blanket. I don't know if that making sense, because what they're gonna say is, yeah, you have PTSD. Yeah, it's like, of course you have PTSD. You sustained a TBI. You're much more susceptible to have PTSD, but it's because of that TBI.
Yeah.
So you're rated for that TBI, and that's it. Opposed to
it doesn't allow your rating to grow.
Right. So
further.
You can't just go in there and go, all right, PTSD because of whatever. Night terrors, this, that, the third, seeing people hallucinating, etc., etc. No, they're gonna go, no, it's because of the TBI, and no one's gonna sit you down and tell you, hey, no, don't put that. Hey, Marine, don't put that. Yeah. Hey, sailor, no, don't. You're not gonna say you have a TBI. They're gonna go, no, you have a TBI, and you have PTSD, and you're only gonna get 30%. They're not gonna tell you, no, don't put the TBI. Yes, I understand you want to get rated for that. You got blown the fuck up. I get it, but if we just stick to the PTSD, man, for what you're going through now, you can potentially get 100%. And this has nothing to do with trying to finesse the system. Like when I talk to these, I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to teach you how to beat the system. It's not
the way
about
the system
beating
is
the system.
built.
Like this is how it's built. You say the wrong shit, you're screwed. You know, like, you know how many times I talked to them, I was like, all right, we're gonna talk about this diagnosis, this diagnosis, this diagnosis, we're gonna leave this one out. And they're like, oh, but why not? Nah, fuck that, man. Yo, that's my ankle. I broke that shit 3 times going on. No. Because this right here is gonna take this 80% and it's gonna turn into 20%. Which of these numbers sound better to you? 80%? Alright, so we're gonna stick with this guy. I don't care you broke your ankle 3 times. That sucks. Sorry. Yeah, I know you think you probably rate 100% for that, but the reality of it is you're gonna get 20%.
Now, we know a Marine that's I mean, I know like about 5 of them that are in this situation because of this channel. A lot of the guys tend to come and explain their situation. We know of a Marine that is in this situation. How would he be able to fix this?
He's in a situation
where the TBI blankets the PTSD. There's no way of getting out of it.
Nope. He was diagnosed, he accepted it, it's in the paperwork.
So he would have to pursue something else.
Yeah, because the TBI is gonna trump anything regarding the like behavioral health. Like that's whatever to them, whatever he's experiencing in regards to behavioral health issues stems from him having a traumatic brain injury.
Wow.
That's how they see it.
Yeah.
So there's no, like, he could be expressing symptoms that could deem him 100%. He's never gonna get the 100% because that is stemming from the TBI. So it's kind of like you have TBI, you're gonna get PTSD, but the TBI is rated the highest at 30%. So it's like it's collateral damage.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that. I had an army doctor who told me that, and I don't know why that day I was like, I'm gonna present this to him like it's one of my Marines, and it in fact was me. And as I was doing it, I was telling myself like, why the fuck you lying to him, bro? And dude, I'm glad I went with my gut. I was like, sir, what if the Marine has a TBI, but he also has severe PTSD? And he was like, oh, well, yeah, you know, it's one of those, it's a blanket. I'm like, what the hell do you mean it's a blanket? He was like, well, you know, if you have TBI, you're susceptible to have PTSD, and I forgot what was the other one. I think it was like, not sleep apnea, or something with like sleeping. But I know it rates, it's another one itself, 50%. It's like, no, you're not gonna get that 50%, you're gonna get 30.
Wow.
Yeah. And I stopped pursuing. I was like, I'm not even gonna worry about telling him about going in for a TBI, because I was getting the migraines, severe migraines. I still get them, so I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna be good. But then I found out, oh, I'm gonna get 30%. No, I'm good.
Yeah. Would you happen to know what would get the max of a migraine, which is 50%?
You have to be experiencing 4 or more episodes a week for the migraines to go up.
Even if you were experiencing that and you still got, because I know certain veterans that do experience it and they still at 30%. What would still be able to get them?
So I'll tell you this, I'm still at 30%. I've done the 1 month study where they had me wired up every day, gave them my watch, and they monitored for a month, almost 2 months. So they knew when the sun was up, when the sun was down, when my brain was reading all this. They had me install dimmers. I went through Botox. I went through it was like a meditation, like they have all these other courses of actions that you can take to try to help you sustain the migraines, and those all failed, and I still didn't get bumped up from a 30%. When I went to this last CMP that he put me at 100, I had about 6 or 7 more emergency room visits that I gave them to show them, like, it gets so severe sometimes that the medicine, like, I walk around with a shot, like a you know, like those alert, the EpiPen. I have an EpiPen for my migraines, and that hasn't brought me to a 50 cent. Could I fight that? Possibly, but at this point now, like, why? I'm at 100. So I guess what it all comes down to is just like, the migraines is one of those that you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna go see a doctor for this. Like, that legit has steps, because people who experience migraines go through some shit, and when they take these MRIs, your brain, from what I was told, is a different imaging.
Yeah.
Like, I had my doctor told me, he was like, you have migraine brain. I had no idea what the hell that was. He was like, oh, you got these like red spots all over your brain. That's how we know that you really do get severe migraines almost every day. You know, it's just like, oh, okay. I didn't know if he was bullshitting or not. I know I've told my civilian doctor that a army colonel told me I had migraine brain, and she started laughing at my fucking face. She was like, migraine brain, what the hell was that? I was like, I have no idea. That's what they diagnosed me while I was in the military. She started laughing. She was like, I have, in the 20 whatever the hell 7 years of me being a doctor, a neurosurgeon, I've never heard anyone with migraine brain. Go figure, bro. That's the military for you. Legit. Dr.
Right.
Barbara Brown. Started
Right.
laughing.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you for having me,
I know there's going to be a lot of questions in regards to the interview, just like I had with the previous interview. I'll hit you up, and then we'll talk about those questions and
Absolutely.
how would you be able to help out other veterans and obstacles that they are probably encountering right now. But yeah, so you are another unique case in regards to like the appeal that you won. It was a huge appeal. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
And to your service connection, and it is well deserved.
Thank you, my brother.
Good night, my brother.
I'm not giving you none.